Alright guys, welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Of course, I want to give you guys an update. What is happening with Bitcoin right now? And you guys can just clearly see Bitcoin is still holding at $66,000. Just like earlier this morning, okay, as I showed you guys, Bitcoin is still holding at this level of $66,000. Okay, so soon enough, okay, are we about to see Bitcoin, okay, having a breakout? Okay, back up, $70,000 and of course over $70,000. And will we see Bitcoin, reaching back up to this level? Okay, where was it? Let's go to the daily time frame because Bitcoin did in fact reach all the way back up to about over $73,000. And you guys can just clearly see, okay, Bitcoin went all the way up almost $74,000 at one point. Okay, so we know Bitcoin already reached back up to its previous all-time highs, okay, which was back in obviously 2021, right, our last bull market, okay, of $69,000. And of course, okay, we saw about a month ago Bitcoin did in fact, okay, reach back up to its previous all-time highs and of course reached a new high, right? So it went all the way up to 73,800, almost $74,000. And ever since then, okay, Bitcoin did in fact have a pretty decent correction back down below 70K, right? You guys can just clearly see that. So we know Bitcoin has obviously been dropping, okay, and so far for the past few days, Bitcoin has in fact been holding at this level of $66,000. And you guys can just clearly see Bitcoin is pretty much consolidating at this level, right? So it's been doing this for the past few days now, right? You guys can just clearly see that. But I really do believe soon enough, okay, in the next few months, Bitcoin's about to have a breakout. Okay, and there is, of course, a fair few Bitcoin charts that I do in fact want to show you guys. And there is in fact one specific chart, okay, that I do in fact want to show you guys that we could potentially see Bitcoin, 1 year from now, that we could potentially see Bitcoin at $500,000, okay, by April, okay, of 2025. So that's exactly pretty much 1 year from now, right? So we will see you guys, okay. But yeah, Bitcoin right now 66,300, okay. The entire crypto market today is still not really moving. You also can clearly see the global crypto market cap still holding strong at 2.5 trillion, and overall the market today right now tonight is up 0.59%. So not much movements for the past 24 hours, just like we saw earlier this morning. Every thing right now, okay, pretty much every altcoin is still not really moving for the past 24 hours, including Bitcoin, right? But yeah, let's get into these Bitcoin charts, guys. Starting off with this one. So soon, are we about to see Bitcoin having a breakout? Okay, are we about to see Bitcoin, okay, reaching back up, to $70,000 and of course over $70,000? Okay, and will we see Bitcoin, reaching a new high? So, of course, guys, we are, okay, because Bitcoin right now, okay, this is exactly what Bitcoin has in fact been doing. Okay, so Bitcoin is still looking bullish on the daily time frame, and you guys can clearly see Bitcoin is printing high lows after high lows. It just printed a lower high that suggests a construction is going before either resuming the uptrend or pullback, okay, of a bit lower, right? So this uptrend will continue, guys. Okay, Bitcoin right now is obviously creating higher highs, higher lows, and whatnot, right? It's pretty much consolidating at this level of pretty much $66,000. And who knows, guys? Okay, if we don't see Bitcoin breaking this support level, then obviously, right, it's gonna most likely pump. Okay, but obviously it has to break the resistance line. Okay, and that's when this uptrend will continue for Bitcoin. That's when we'll see Bitcoin pumping back up to $70,000 and of course over $70,000. Okay, so we will see, guys. But yeah, so far Bitcoin is still holding strong at this level of pretty much $66,000. And you guys can clearly see, as I told you guys in my most previous video and yesterday's video, I told you guys, right, that corrections are completely normal. So what you guys are seeing here, okay, is pretty much a chart from back in 2016 and 2017, okay, when Bitcoin, okay, was in fact in a bull market. So it says here, okay, Bitcoin is down 12% from the high of 73,700. So like I told you guys and showed you guys, we did in fact see Bitcoin, reaching, a new high above $73,000, and now it's holding at $66,000. So obviously it's down, pretty much 12%. But understand, guys, okay, like it says here, okay, Corrections are completely normal in a bull market. Understand that, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin, okay, has 8 corrections of 30% or more in 2016 and 2017 bull market. And y'all can just clearly see, okay, back in 2016 to 2017, that bull market when Bitcoin was absolutely shooting up to the upside. Who remembers, right? Back in 2017, especially, obviously, right, we saw Bitcoin absolutely pumping. But you also just clearly see on the way up to the upside, right, when Bitcoin was in fact pumping, there were in fact days, okay, where Bitcoin would drop, a fair bit. You guys can clearly see, 48%, 40%, 25%, 40%, 35%, 33%, 39%, right, 40% and 30%. So you guys can clearly see on the way up, right, with this bull run, this bull market, right, even when Bitcoin was in fact in a bull run, it did in fact have days where it did in fact have corrections back down to the downside, right? So understand, guys, okay, corrections are completely normal, right? Especially in a bull market. It's not, we don't always see a straight line up to the upside. We're obviously going to see, some dips along the way, but then it's going to continue up to the upside, right? So this is completely normal, guys. And what we are in fact seeing right now for Bitcoin with this dip, right? It's completely normal. So, if I go back to the daily time frame here, you guys can just clearly see these dips are in fact completely normal. Right now, let's go to the weekly time frame. And you guys can clearly see, even with this uptrend, ever since it started in, early of 2023, right, January of 2023, ever since this uptrend has, began, right, you guys can just clearly see we did in fact have days where we did in fact see Bitcoin having corrections. Okay, one right here, obviously one right there, one right here, right? You guys can just clearly see that, right? So we did obviously, see Bitcoin having corrections. Even right now, right? Bitcoin is in fact having a correction. So understand, guys, along the way with our uptrend, it's completely normal for us to see Bitcoin having corrections back down to the downside, right? It's completely normal. That's why I want you guys to understand. So remember, guys, when Bitcoin and crypto, right, when the crypto market had this dip, okay, about 2 days ago, coming up to 3 days now, everyone was shaking out, right? Everyone was scared, okay? And I told you guys to not be fearful, take this as an opportunity to buy. When we see the markets dip, take that as a golden opportunity to buy more, to accumulate more. And I hope you guys are in fact buying right now to accumulate more right now. Because right now, in my personal opinion, I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me, it is in fact the best time to buy more, Bitcoin and crypto, right? It really, really is. So yeah, corrections are normal, guys. Okay, please understand that. But yes, this is the chart that I do. In fact want to show you guys. Okay, so it says here, and this is actually pretty interesting. And I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but we will see. Right, there is in fact potential here. But it says here, 500 days since Bitcoin hit the bear market bottom. So back in 2020, Bitcoin went up 732% over the next 12 months from the same point. If Bitcoin repeats this, it will hit $491,000 by April of 2025. So that's pretty much $500,000, guys. Okay, so you guys can just clearly see back in 2020, okay, after the halving event, and I told you guys, right, every single time we have the Bitcoin halving event, this is when the real bull run begins for Bitcoin. And guess what? If Bitcoin is pumping, right, it's in a bull run, then of course altcoins will pump. We know alt season is obviously right around the corner, guys. Okay, so you guys can just clearly see our most previous Bitcoin halving event back in 2020, right? We saw Bitcoin having a halving event, and then after that, a few weeks later, it did in fact pump, and it pumped all the way up, okay, and it's pumped pretty much 700%, over 700%, 732%. So if Bitcoin does pretty much the exact same thing from where it is right now, okay, it will potentially reach, $500,000 pretty much, right? $491,000, but we're gonna round it up to 500K. Okay, so this is possible. Okay, is it possible? Let me know in the comments down. Okay, let me know in the comments down below if we will potentially see a 500K Bitcoin by April of 2025. Now, honestly, I'm 50-50 on this. Okay, like who exactly really knows, if you guys have, in fact, been watching my videos for the past, few months, I've been telling guys many, many times, okay, sometime next year in 2025, we're going to see Bitcoin easily at, 200K to even 300K or even over 300K. Now, 500K by April of 2025, I don't know if that's going to happen. Honestly, I'm 50-50 on this, guys, right? But it is possible, okay? It's actually possible. So we will see, guys, if Bitcoin can reach pretty much $500,000 by April of 2025. You guys let me know in the comments below if you guys actually think this is possible. Okay, like I said, I'm 50-50, right? That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, Altcoin Daily has tweeted this out, and it's actually pretty true. One whole Bitcoin holders are becoming rare. So yes, okay, seeing someone hold one full Bitcoin is pretty rare nowadays, right? It's pretty rare. But guess what? In the future, in the next few years, long term, it's going to be extremely rare, right? And I've been telling you guys many times, right? If you guys have, in fact, been watching my videos, I've been telling you guys, I've been talking about this topic of trying your best to own one full Bitcoin, get to one Bitcoin, buy one Bitcoin, accumulate one full Bitcoin, because, right, this one full Bitcoin will change your life, guys, right? Long term for your future self. We know Bitcoin is a digital asset that is going to be worth millions of dollars, not just 1 million, millions of dollars. Okay, you have to think of that way, because you guys have to understand, eventually, it may not seem like it right now. Okay, and it may seem crazy that I'm saying this right now, but understand, guys, I really do believe, long term, we're going to see Bitcoin over $1 million. It's going to reach 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 12 million, 15 million, and the list goes on, right? It's going to be worth millions of dollars for one whole Bitcoin. And that's why I've been telling us many, many times to accumulate one full Bitcoin. This one full Bitcoin will change your life. Try your best right now to accumulate Bitcoin while it's still cheap, while it's still below 100K, right? It's still cheap, guys, because Bitcoin, like I said, is going to be worth millions of dollars. So get to one Bitcoin before it's too late, guys, okay? And yes, it is in fact actually becoming pretty rare to see someone owning one full Bitcoin. Okay, believe it or not, it's going to get even more rare. It's going to be extremely rare to see someone owning one full Bitcoin in the future, right? So get one Bitcoin, guys, before it's actually too late. But yeah, so for April, this month, Bitcoin is actually down over 7%. You guys can just clearly see that, right? 7.2%. So pretty bad so far for April, right? But I really do believe that this month things could potentially switch up, because we know the Bitcoin halving event is about to happen. Okay, very soon, in the next couple of days, right? And of course, a few weeks, right? Pretty much in like less than 2 weeks now, I believe. So prepare yourselves for that, okay? Because we know, guys, every single time we have the Bitcoin halving event, this is when the real boring begins for Bitcoin. And I know, guys, when we have the Bitcoin halving event, we don't see Bitcoin pump straight away, right? You got to give it, a few weeks time, and then that's when it'll pump, right? So we'll see, guys. But so far, the month of April, Bitcoin is not looking too good. But you guys can just clearly see for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months straight, Bitcoin has ended off in the greens for the past 7 months straight, right? Ever since September to March, it has ended in the greens. And you guys can clearly see it has performed very, very well, especially in February this year in 2024, over 40%, 43.5%. So that's amazing, right? So we'll see, right? But yeah, so far, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is still holding very, very strong. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That is always appreciated. I want to catch you guys all in my next video. I will obviously, keep you guys updated what's gonna happen with Bitcoin. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.